The record is now open at master case number 10489822 and subcase number 10489822-001. I'm Administrative Law Judge Dubini with the Los Angeles Office of Appeals. Today is August 28th, 2025, and the time is now 10:48 a.m. This hearing is being recorded and it's being held telephonically. I'm in person present conducting today's hearing. Appearing by telephone is a claimant, Mr. Leo Cono. Mr. Cono, do you have any witnesses, representatives, or observers you plan on using today?
No, just myself.
Our officer sent you the notice of hearing with case documents. Did you receive those case documents?
I received a letter on the 26th, which was 2 days ago, that the hearing needs to be scheduled, but it was actually scheduled a week or two before today, and I called in and I was notified that it's August 28th at 10:45 via telephone. That's the only thing that I received. I think there might be some theft and some identity theft at the USPS 1055 N Vigna Street General Delivery window, because I also filed a complaint with identitytheft.gov and the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and I've listed the complaint report number in many of my documents.
Okay, so the office sent you all of your case documents for you to review. Those documents were sent out on August 14th, 2025. So you didn't receive any of those?
I am making a declaration. I'm making a statement that I never received them, and there's identity theft, and they have been stolen by the General Delivery window at 1055 N Vigna Street, General Delivery, Los Angeles, California, 90012. They're stealing my mail.
Okay. Sir,
it's
understood.
The General Delivery
Sir,
clerk.
Sir, please. I heard you the first time. I understand.
Okay.
So these are your options. You have a right to have received and reviewed the documents for today's hearing prior to the hearing. Since you have not, you need to pick one of these two options. No. Hold on. Please stop and don't interrupt me. Since you have not received those documents and have not had an opportunity to review those documents, you have two options, and you can pick one of these two. The first option is you waive your right to have received and reviewed the document prior to this hearing so that we can go forward with the hearing. The second option, should you choose not to waive your right, which is completely your prerogative, then this matter needs to be continued to afford you the opportunity to receive the document, review the document, and be ready for the hearing. Which option would you like to proceed with?
I would like option one, because I have received one letter, way back in April. I received a letter that granted me the disaster relief and terrorism, the key word is terrorism. I was granted the disaster relief and terrorism unemployment insurance award.
Very good, sir.
Letter that I was
when we get to the point at which I will ask you whether you waive your rights to have received and reviewed the document so we can go forward, you can just tell me.
I waive my right, option one.
Hold it, please listen. I said when we get to that point, you can then confirm for me that you waive your right, okay?
Okay.
So this hearing is an appeal by the claimant, that's you, of a notice of determination that was mailed out on July 23rd, 2025, which held that you are not eligible to receive benefits under Section 625.4C of the Code of Federal Regulations, beginning January 12, 2025, and ending July 12, 2025, a period of 26 weeks. The reason you were disqualified is because the department says that you are not self-employed or scheduled to begin self-employment in the disaster area at the time the disaster began, or you were not prevented from reaching your place of self-employment due to the disaster. The issues, sir, that are before me today for resolution is the following. Under Title 20 of the Code of Federal Regulations, Code Section 625.4C, is a claimant an unemployed worker or unemployed self-employed worker? So before we discuss those issues, let me just outline for you how I'm going to conduct today's hearing. I'm going to mark the file document with exhibit numbers. These are the documents that were mailed out to the address the department has on record for you. I'll then ask you if it's okay with you if I use those exhibits as evidence in the case. At that point, I will then ask you if you waive your right, since you have not received them. I'll then enter the appropriate exhibits.
I would like to correct the statement that I made earlier. As far as you meant documents, I wasn't so sure of which documents you actually meant. But if you mean like that I received several documents with my information and to call in to state whether the information is accurate or not, I did receive those documents, and I filed a complaint with EDD.ca.gov, Ask EDD Fraud. I filed many Ask EDD Fraud reports and complaints because when I first filled out the terrorism application for the unemployment insurance,
I'm going to stop you here. I'm going to stop you here.
No, I didn't get a chance. I need a chance to speak so I can tell you what happened.
Hold on. I will give you an opportunity to speak after I swear you in. Nothing you say at this point, because you are not sworn in, is going to work in terms of your testimony. So I'm going to ask you to allow me to conduct the hearing.
This is really frivolous. I mean,
I'm going to ask you to go ahead and conduct. I'm going to allow you to please let me conduct this hearing in the form and the manner which is required. And after I swear you in, I'll ask you some questions and we'll go from there. So as I was previously saying, part of the procedure is I'm going to ask if it's okay with you if I use those exhibits as evidence in the case. I'll then enter the appropriate exhibits into evidence. I'll place you under oath to tell the truth, and I will ask you some questions. Once I'm done with my questions, I'll give you an opportunity to tell me whatever you need to tell me related to the case, and then at the end, if you like, you can make a closing statement. And after all the testimony's been taken, I'll then end the hearing. I'll close the record. I'll take the matter under submission, and then I'll issue my decision, which you will receive in about 2 weeks at an address that I will confirm with you once we go off the record. Sir, do you have any questions about the hearing procedure I just described?
I waive my rights, and you can show any exhibit that you want. I also want to say that I filled out my application and received a letter granting me the unemployment insurance back in April, and somebody committed identity theft and submitted duplicate applications 2 or 3 times with fraudulent information.
Do you have any questions about the hearing procedure I just described?
No.
Very good. So let me go ahead and mark the file documents then with exhibit numbers. These are the documents that were sent to you in the mail. Starting off with exhibit number 1, it's a total of 8 pages. That's the hearing notice for today's hearing. Exhibit number 2 is a total of 9 pages, and it consists of the following documents. The appeal transmittal sheet, dated August 12, 2025. The EDD's Notice of Determination letter, sent to you July 23, 2025. The EDD's computer printout, identified as claim information and claim notes for benefit year beginning January 12, 2025. Those 9 pages make up Exhibit 2. Exhibit number 3 is a total of 10 pages, and it consists of the following documents. Your appeal form, along with a copy of the notice of determination letter that the EDD sent you on July 23rd, 2025, a copy of the EDD's notice of unemployment insurance award dated May 22nd, 2025, a copy of the EDD's Employment Development Department customer account number notification that was sent to you, and the envelope, a copy of the continued claim forms for the 2 weeks ending March 8th, 2025, and the envelope that it was all sent in. Those 10 pages make up Exhibit 3. Exhibit number 4 is a total of 2 pages, and that's the EDD's Record of Claim Status interview on the issue of your self-employment, with a date of interview of July 18th, 2025. That's 2 pages. Exhibit number 5 is a total of 2 pages. It's the EDD's event log report. Exhibit 6 is 1 page. It's the EDD's eligibility decision summary report. Again, that's 1 page. Exhibit number 7 is 3 pages. It's the EDD's eligibility summary report. Exhibit number 8 is 2 pages. It is the EDD's action is required on your disaster unemployment assistance claim notice. That's 2 pages. And the last exhibit is exhibit number 9, and that's a total of 18 pages, and it consists of the following documents: your email dated August 26, 2025, a copy of the EDD's Notice of Unemployment Insurance Award mailed to you May 22nd, 2025, a copy of the envelope that it came in, a copy of the EDD's Employment Development Department customer account notification letter sent to you, a copy of your appeal form signed August 4th, 2025, a copy of your My Social Security Individual Services screenshot, a picture of you, I'm assuming, a copy of your Social Security statement dated June 12th, 2025, a copy of a retirement ready fact sheet from the Social Security office, and several pages of what looks like coding, computer coding. Those are the 18 pages that make up Exhibit 9. So we have a total of 9 exhibits, sir. Did you have an opportunity to review Exhibits 1 through 9 prior to today's hearing?
The answer is I waive my rights. Option 1.
You waive your rights to have received and reviewed the documents so that we can move forward?
Option 1. Yes.
And is it okay with you if I use Exhibits 1 through 9 as evidence when I make my decision?
Yes.
I now admit Exhibits 1 through 9 into evidence. Sir, will you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in?
Raised.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
All right. Sir, did you file a claim in January of 2025?
Yes.
And what type of work were you doing at that time?
I am a software engineer and a victim of crimes and domestic violence. I was working at City National Bank and MIE Solutions, and because of racketeering and terrorism, I have become indigent and destitute and homeless.
When did you stop working, sir, as a software engineer?
This was April of 2017. And I've been trying to receive judgment from California courts and U.S. courts ever since.
Okay, so I'm going to focus you in on the time period of January of 2025, okay?
Excuse me?
I am going to focus you in on the time period of January 2025, okay?
Yes.
At that point, what work, if any, were you performing?
Okay. I am a petitioner in California Supreme Court with case number S277250, and my petition and brief were stolen by Simone Volz, who is the clerk of court for California Supreme Court in San Francisco, and she was convicted and incarcerated, and I filed a FOIA request to receive incarceration records of California courts employees and contractors, which is why they have stolen my nest egg, which is California Welfare and Institutions Code, WIC 17000, WIC 17000, and WIC 17109, indigent with an estate for collateral. The district attorney with Sister State Money Judgments Enforcement has stolen my nest egg of $2 million at least, and the IRS with the U.S. Tax Court and Elizabeth D'Arienzo and the Gambino crime family, which is Cardone Ventures, which I'm in a lawsuit now with case number 17671-24W, Whistleblower Action and Whistleblower Protection Act. That is another judgment of $2 million that has been stolen from me. So I am entitled for intellectual property that was stolen to receive billions of dollars. In addition to that, whistleblower action of $2 billion, whistleblower action of $2 million, and my house, 8,500 square foot house of another $2 million, stolen by the district attorney, and I cannot receive justice in California courts. So now I'm filing a writ of prohibition with the United States Supreme Court and bank. And so what I'm trying to say to you is that I am a victim of terrorism, and the terrorism is being committed by Simone Volz, who's a Brazilian with ID.me, the SAFRA group that works with EDD for identity verification. They're saying that I'm not Leo Cono with John Martin and Daniel Reeves of CUIAB Sacramento. They're saying that I'm not Leo Cono, and now I went to the Social Security office and I have presented to you a Social Security statement, a Social Security XML file, and a California state ID that I just received 4 or 5 months ago with my fingerprint, my thumbprint as fingerprint, because there are many people that are impersonating me, proven by Dean Logan and Bailiff Castro Ramos records, who used to be Victor Daniels and has something called the Ping Tree, and he's paying people like CPA, cost per acquisition affiliates, and this is a pyramid Ponzi scheme being operated by Facebook, which is why I'm taking, and Meta Platforms, which is why I'm taking this writ of prohibition and Clayton Antitrust Act petition to the United States Supreme Court and bank. So the moral of the story is that I'm a victim of terrorism via Simone Volz, Simone Cagua Silva D'Arienzo, Gambino. This is the Italian mafia that I attempted to get a divorce from my first wife, Karen Castrino, who changed her name to Karen Castro, and she's part of the Gambino crime family. And my second wife, Mariana Carvalho, was part of the Brazilian crime family with Simone Silva and Simone Volz from the California, San Francisco, California Supreme Court, who has stolen my petition and brief for pay-to-play racketeering. And she's been convicted of this, and I can prove it because I filed a FOIA request.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you my question again. What work, if any, were you conducting in January of 2025?
I am working full-time. I am working 120 hours every week for 7 years in Los Angeles, trying to receive justice for the murder of my children and to receive money that was stolen from me.
So you were working full-time
for 7 years. I'm working full-time.
Who were you working for full-time? What was the name of the employer?
I am self-represented attorney. I have 9 years of experience. The Sixth Amendment and the doctrine of amicus curiae. I have the right to represent myself. I'm fit to stand trial, and I've been trying to receive billions of dollars that were stolen from me, and this is a full-time job. And the night before the hearing, there are Brazilians that are showing up from Malibu and Pacific Palisades that are trying to kill me. You can call the Santa Monica Police Department and the LAPD to confirm that I'm under the Witness Protection Program of Protective Services. And this guy, Junior Cavallo, who goes by Daniel Morales, who works for RMCM Law Firm in Las Vegas, Daniel Cavallo, Daniel Morales, he shows up and he tried to assassinate me 2-3 months ago, and he murders his little girl in retaliation. And you can confirm this with the FBI because I filed a complaint with Cash Patel, and I filed a complaint with Daniel Bongino, and I'm also filing a complaint with Caroline Otto, who's the Human Resources for the FBI. And I also filed a complaint with Commander Duran, LAPD West. And you could call the Santa Monica Police Department, and they'll confirm that I'm on the beach under protective services because there's Brazilians coming from the Pacific Palisades who are trying to kill me on a daily basis.
All right. So do I understand that you work full-time in handling your legal cases? Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, yes.
Other than that, do you do anything else?
No, I've attempted to get a job as a software engineer, but because of racketeering collusion, see, there are people that are, I represent the United States.
Did you, hold on,
I am self-represented.
did you have a position as a software engineer that you were going to be starting some point in December of 2024, January of 2025?
No, but what I can tell you is that my U.S. Census Bureau job was stolen by Warren Kunkel III, who has a relationship with Thomas Kunkel and has a relationship with Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom's son, Robert Gievers, is married to Elizabeth D'Arienzo and D'Arienzo crime family, who started the Black Lives Matter Spring Street riots. And this is related to Robert Gievers and Fayetteville, Louisiana, and Fayetteville, Illinois. And the Gambino crime family is part of the Cardone Ventures, and they have taken over the United States tax court with Dawson. They've also taken over financial crimes enforcement in Illinois and TICTA in Texas for identity theft. So the Gambino crime family has committed coup d'etat in the United States.
Understood. So what disaster, sir, is it that affected you in 2025?
It is that, I'm fighting to get my unemployment insurance. I'm fighting to get my benefits. I'm also fighting the district attorney for stealing my nest egg, and I'm filing for my U.S. Census Bureau job that was stolen, and I'm filing to get the money for my house, and I'm filing to, I was the engineer who created YouLoveMe.com and People Friends, and they have stolen my Visual Basic .NET and SQL Server to create Facebook. And this was part of Arby and Kent from Infonology. And Infonology became Microsoft Azure, and there's somebody else, his name is Joseph Amato, who has stolen my leocono89@outlook.com email recently, and also my phone number, in order to steal my government benefits and to steal my lawsuits, along with Rob Rosa and Jana Levine, who has a relationship with my cousin Marie Antrona and Maria Buxton of Kika Van Ness Peters.
Okay, so let me ask you again, and I'm going to ask you to listen to my question carefully. What disaster affected you in 2025?
The fires in, I had been sleeping on the Santa Monica beach for the last 5 years, and I'm under protective services with the Witness Protection Program, and there was wildfires in Malibu and Santa Barbara and the Pacific Palisades. I woke up in the morning and I couldn't even breathe because the air was contaminated with ashes. And in retaliation, the Brazilians, who are related to ID.me and the Saffler Group, they're saying that I'm not Leo Cono with John Martin. And like I said, I'm proving that I'm Leo Cono by my thumbprint, that I went to the DMV and I gave him my thumbprint to prove that I'm Leo Cono. I also have the Social Security statement to prove who I am, because Simone Cago Silva D'Arienzo and Simone Volz of the San Francisco, California Supreme Court, these are, and my second wife, Mariani Caval Ramos, there's been incarceration records known as Bill of Castro Ramos, and the Brazilians are retaliating against me. The Brazilians that started the fire in Pacific Palisades and Malibu are retaliating against me and Barbara Johnson because I'm getting advice from Barbara Johnson, who used to be the probate chief justice, and then she became the Los Angeles County supervisor.
Okay.
And
So how is it that the
wildfires?
How is it that the wildfires in Santa Monica affected you?
Because I'm trying to get judgment of Lowe's, which became the Sanborn and Regent Resorts, and the Waverly and the Box Union. These are all luxury apartments and luxury lofts owned by Elaine Mandel, whose real name is Davis, and she's related to Donald Trump. And she has committed coup d'etat of the Santa Monica courthouse, and she's stealing my unemployment insurance. Her name is Elaine Mandel, along with my second wife's daughter, Kathleen Carvalho, who goes by the name Fatima, and also Jaya Raman or Jaya Kumar, who was arrested for TD Ameritrade investment account grand larceny in my father's wills in the state, where I was the only beneficiary, proven by the national database of wills in the state. So the point is that Elaine Mandel, her status has already changed from judge to defendant and respondent. Elaine Mandel, the judge, I had a case against Donald Trump, which is 20 SMCV 00988, and also a case against Todd Cooperman, which is related to Donald Trump, which is 20 STCV 00088, and that's also Diamond McCarthy Law Firm and James Diamond.
So let me ask you this, sir. So it's your testimony that the way in which the Pacific Palisades fires affected you was it prevented you from moving forward on the judgments that you're attempting to secure? Would that be accurate?
What I'm saying is that there are Brazilians coming, and there's Mexicans and Brazilians and Indians from South India and Pakistan and Afghanistan, and they're showing up at the Santa Monica beach to assassinate me. And this protective service is working full-time for the last 6 months to save my life, and you can confirm this with the Santa Monica Police Department.
Okay, so but what I'm asking you is a little bit different, because I'm asking you, you testified that the work that you were performing was in handling your legal cases for yourself, correct?
Right.
Okay, and you testified that you were sleeping on the Santa Monica beach, and that you're under a witness protection.
No. I'm sleeping there overnight, and then I'm going to the Central Library. And the Central Library is owned by City National Bank and Priscilla Chan, who's Joyce Lee of EDD Unemployment Insurance. And Joyce Lee has been stealing unemployment insurance since 2017. And what I'm saying is that City National Bank is retaliating because they have stolen my phone with the SD card, and they have stolen my email account, leocono89@outlook.com. And this was done by
okay. But I'm asking you something different.
California Emergency Management Service. Her name is Carol Puck, who's related to Mariani Carvalho Ramos, my second wife, and related to City National Bank and Calvin
I'm asking you something different. I'm asking you something different, and you don't need to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. I heard it the first time. So, but my question to you is different. My question to you is then, what is it that the Pacific Palisades fires prevented you from doing? That's my question.
Well, when I go to the beach, right, to sleep, I cannot sleep there because they're waiting to kill me. So Protective Services is asking me to walk around, you know, and sometimes I cannot go to the beach until midnight. So I have to hang out in Beverly Hills. I have to hang out, you know, just wander around until midnight, because if I go there too early, they're going to try to kill me. Like this Junior Carvalho, Daniel Morales, who comes from San Bernardino, who has a relationship with Joseph Amato of Microsoft, who stole my email account. So I cannot perform my work properly because they stole my phone with the SD card with 250 gigabytes of artifacts.
So what's your work?
Stole my email
what's
account,
your work? You say that you were...
My work is prosecuting the Gambino family and prosecuting the D'Arienzo crime family and prosecuting the Cardone family. They're the ones who have stolen my fortune, and they're the ones who are stealing my government benefits. And I'm working full-time to get my benefits back, and I'm working full-time to get my wills and estate back and my property and my assets back. But the California courts is corrupted with pay-to-play racketeering, and Simone Volz, who's related to Microsoft and related to Joseph Amato and related to ID.me and the Safra Group and Brazilians and Mariani Cavallo and Simone Silva. This is Simone Volz from California Supreme Court who stole my petition and brief. So now they stole my email account and they stole my artifacts from my phone. I cannot conduct. When I go to the library, they're also cutting me off the computer time, and they're hacking me with CIA direct link software and SolarWinds software. They're coming into my phone, and they're locking my phone, and I'm playing cat and mouse in Microsoft Word. I can't get anything done on my phone. When I go to the library, they hack the library computer.
What's the name of your business,
I can't get my work done for the courts. I don't have a business. I'm self-represented petitioner and plaintiff, and the proof is that Elaine Mandel has been convicted, and her status is not judge anymore. Her status is defendant and respondent, along with Craig D. Collin and Thomas D. Long. Their status has changed from judge to defendant and respondent because they're stealing my unemployment insurance, and they also stole my nest egg at 326 Rockridge Court, Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, 07417 with Carol Murray and Mary Hearn.
Understood. Sir, I don't have any other questions for you. Is there anything else you want to add or a closing statement you want to make before we go off the record so that I can verify? Hold on, sir. Allow me to finish. What I was saying is I have no other questions for you. Is there anything else you want to add or a closing statement you want to make before we go off the record so that I can verify your address? What would you like to add or your closing statement? Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, in April, and like you said, May 22nd, I received a letter from EDD Unemployment Insurance granting me the disaster relief and terrorism unemployment. I was already granted that. And then the Gambino crime family and the D'Arienzo crime family and the Cardone crime family, the Italian mafia, put in applications again to disqualify my unemployment insurance. However, the weekly certifications keep coming in, and I've been trying to get a login to leocono89@outlook.com. When I call EDD, ask EDD fraud report, many of them, they will not give me access to leocono89@outlook.com through EDD, that's ca.gov. They will not give me access to leocono89@gmail.com. EDD for disability insurance and paid family leave, because the Balacco family, who's part of the Joseph Amato and Colombo crime family, this is my in-laws from my father's side, Ziel Balacco and Tony Balacco, who they used to call Fat Tony, the mobster. And they're the ones who are stealing my paid family leave, and they're stealing my unemployment insurance with Dr. David Bakahama, and also with doctors from Long Island who have relations with Santa Gentile Gambino and David Gentile Gambino, who were busted for the GPB Capital. And they're the ones from Long Island. It's Glenn, David Gentile's friend from Glendale, California, who's stealing disability and paid family leave with Mandy Levine, who's related to Jana Levine, Rob Bonta, who's related to my cousin Marie Trona of Chica Van Ness Peters, and my other cousin, Angela Balacco, who's going by the name Mandy Levine at Cardone Ventures. So Fat Tony of the Colombo crime family, which is Joseph Amato and Microsoft, they're the ones who also, because they have contaminated me with biological warfare, including herpes, syphilis, and lately they have taken some serious revenge on me, and they're contaminating me with bubonic plague, which doesn't go away. And when I even touch it, I have bloody and filthy contaminated clothes. So the $467, I'm hoping that is a weekly amount and not a monthly or bi-weekly amount. I'm hoping that the $467 is weekly, because it doesn't even cover the costs to replace my clothing and additional CalFresh, because they're also stealing my CalFresh, because I need to buy almonds, and I need to buy probiotic, and I need to buy special food products and vitamins so that I can be healthy, because they're tricking me at the CVS, because Simone Volz is also the owner of CVS, and she's trying to put Hyclate in my bathroom or doxycycline, she's trying to put hydrating there, and she's tricking the CVS label. So I need extra money on my food stamps, CalFresh, and I'm hoping to get $467 weekly instead of monthly for the unemployment insurance.
Anything else, sir?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. So, as I mentioned, pardon?
Likewise, thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, you'll receive my written decision in the mail. You should receive it in about 2 weeks. The record is closed and you are excused, but I don't want you to hang up because I do want to verify your address. And so we're going to go off the record for me to do that. Hold on just 1 second, please.
Okay.